Hello everybody. So the time is almost a quarter till when I look at the clock. So we'll just wait a minute and let everybody finish what they're doing in this break. So let me just start out by saying that, it's so nice to be here, and thank you so much for joining here on this 360 tour. Let me just start by saying, if you have a device in your hand, you can just kind of move the device around and look up and down, and you don't have to look at me. You can just kind of go on the tour now, but what I will do in the next 10-15 minutes is I'll just kind of take you around the place and then also tell you a little bit about what has happened since Mobile Lab 1 and then Mobile Lab 2, which is where we are now. And then, as you also saw in the background, the light here is beautiful, and we are in a very vast, beautiful open space here, and just wildflowers all around us, schools nearby, kids walking around, and also this campus is also designed in a way so that the community around here can use it and just kind of come here and get an experience with nature, or maybe even some kind of talks or other things that will happen in the future. So we are about education, but we're also about just experiencing in nature. So things like that will happen eventually. If you're here, you're ready on the device, let me just kind of go on. This is, as I said, this is Mobile Lab 2, and there are some changes from the Mobile Lab 1 that you heard about a couple of years ago. And some of the things, of course, from Mobile Lab continue into Mobile Lab 2. For instance, over here, you'll see that there is an entrance here as well, and it has a green label here for escape. But it's also the entrance where disabled people are able to come up here with a wheelchair and so on. So we have that accessibility within the Mobile Lab, and we can in very few moments kind of just rearrange and make room for eventual necessities like that. The other things I've written up is agility. So it was really important to have more agility in Mobile Lab 2 compared to Mobile Lab 1. And the main reason for that is actually that we're getting more and more courses. Not all the time, because we're quite thorough when we develop these courses, but I think, in a year span, we probably get between 2 or 3 new courses. So therefore, we want to have the possibility to actually do all the courses in the same mobile lab, and that means we need to have more space for storage, and also we need to be able to move the tables around to have that flexibility. Let me just move you over here. So over here you see one of the possibilities here that we have, which was a change, was instead of having a lot of monitors around in the mobile lab, we just have this one big monitor in the center room, and then we have a small monitor at one end of the wall. Before, we had monitors on each kind of group's area, which was 4, and then one big monitor. So that's a big change. And one of the reasons for that was to have more space for storage. And then instead, what we did was we got, if you can follow me over here, you can see that I'm standing over here by a microscope that now has instead a tablet which is big enough for, let's say, 5, 6 students standing here and getting that experience of being part of it. Whereas before, if you were standing like this, you know, and all the other, you know, students were just standing around, just hovering and hovering, or just waiting to get into it. So that's been a great advancement with these new tablets. And right now it's just set up for different things, but it's set up over here. You see the poster with all the different species that we are having in the course called the Hunt for Enzymes, and that's just one course, and I will take you through some other things. So these can move, so you can actually move these around. They're on, you know, there are brakes on for security and to have them stable, but you can move them around, and then you can also use them as table, of course, but underneath you have storage, which is really nice. Then we have storage over here in the middle. We have a sink in the middle here. We have about, I'm going to do this in liters and then you can calculate later, but we have about 600 liters of water in the tank and about the same amount for disposal. And then we also cleanse some of the water coming in with calcium, and we do stuff like that to just make it more clean. And then furthermore, over here, you see we have suction here for security reasons, of course. And then when you get in through, we just got a visitor here. So Morten is coming into the mobile lab.
Yes.
But now with the COVID, you come in and you just start with the sanitizer. We actually meet them outside and just kind of take them in like you see here on the photo. This is a picture of Mobile Lab 1, and the teachers, the educators we can call them, instructors, taking, you know, the first moment of just kind of instructing the class what's happening. You should see it's quite loose. That's the Danish style, as you were hearing before. And then they come in here with the teacher and start their course.
I actually came in with a few questions from
Yeah.
Lionel. He asked about the actual square footage or square meters, which is 65 square meters. And then he's asking about the technology we use to connect to the net while on the road. Does Denmark have robust 5G technology nationwide?
Well, I mean, first of all, yes, I mean, it is 65 square meters or 200 and approximately 13 square feet. And then in the height here in the middle, it's 4 meters, so it's actually quite high. I'm standing here in the high end. On the other side, you see the low end. And that's also a change that we have here. With the Mobile Lab 1, we had all the storage in the low end. And now to get, you know, the cupboards and room for that, and as well as having stuff at the bottom, we put it in the high end. And another part of it is also the reason that we put it in the cupboards is actually to get coherence, because we want it to be a little bit similar. So when you're standing here as an educator, when you come back to the campus, it's a bit the same. So there's a certain coherence in where things are and the way that we store things. And another thing is, of course, that we want visibility. We want the children to be able to start their education when they come in through the door and they just start scouting around. I wonder what that is. I wonder if we'll grab that today. And oh, what is that? Can I use that? And that's a great thing. Let me just show you over here. This is just an example of how we could do it. We could like put, you know, all like the devices that they need or the items that they need for doing an experiment. And we can put it like this to save time. But another option is actually just to leave it out in the rooms and just kind of give them a list. We need you to find this before you start doing your experiment. And then they'll just start searching, and we'll just say, well, look around. And they can open up all the cupboards, and we have, you know, both pictures and, you know, written what's in the cupboard. So that's also a way to kind of start the exploration here. What else can I say? Yeah, energy. We have a generator which is actually in the actual truck. So what we'll do if we don't get actual connection with electricity from the school we're at, we'll just kind of move the truck a little bit, and it's quite silent. I think it's like 40 decibel or something like that. And that just goes on forever. It just takes the energy from the diesel from the truck. And then in here, and I'll come back to energy later actually, but then we have about, enough electricity to run the whole show while we're on. I think it's like, how much, 36 volts, and then I think we have like 400 ampere, I think. So we have plenty of,
around,
right?
220 volts, I think. Is that?
No.
Is it 360?
Yeah, I think it's actually 400. 360,
400,
yeah.
400.
Yeah, 400.
Okay.
So we have plenty of energy to kind of, to run the show. But, the dream is that we could actually get, like, on the roof to get sun panels and just kind of try to take the energy down and use it as education as well. And just kind of, have somewhere in here, the numbers, of how much energy we're using from the solar energy and how much we're using from other things and stuff like that. But that's in the future. Let me just try and I'll take you with me and take you to the front here. So this is a lot narrower, as you see, and that would also be nice if that could also move out a bit more. But it's a bit more narrow up here, and this is also a place where, this has a lot of storage for the teachers. Like in here, we have the iPads. So all these iPads come out on the tables for the children, and these iPads are then just charged here while we're not using them. Then down here we have the fridge, and then here we have, I think you call this a skunk cupboard or stink cupboard in English.
It's a laugh bench.
Laugh bench, it's the same in English? And here,
Laminated airflow bench.
what do you call it?
It's a laugh
A
bench.
laugh, oh, there you go, and then that's short for,
Laminated airflow bench. So it's
Thank
a bio bench. We can also use a chemistry bench as well, but this one is equipped for bio.
yeah, and I'm just looking for the remote because we have a remote here so I can control the camera here. I can do the experiment here and just kind of show the students what I'm doing because there's not enough room for a whole class to stand here and see it. So I'm just showing what I'm doing in a safe environment, and then that comes up on the main screen, which you saw down here. And then also here we have a heat, you just call this a heat cupboard, right? So we can reuse that a lot also, and the kids can kind of be a part of it and use it as well. That's safe. And then for more safety down here, we have here. I don't know if I dare starting this. Come over here. Come over here.
I'm not coming
I'm just
close
gonna
to
try.
you.
We're just gonna try to see if it works. So this is if something happens.
No way.
They can just, if something comes to their eyes, they have this, and that works. I just don't know how to turn it off again. That's the thing. But that works, so that's good. This is, in the actual in the campus. There's also a whole shower that you can just go under and turn on. So there are certain differences from here to the actual campus. Are there any other questions?
There are a few, but I think we'll take them at the end because
Inside.
they're not exactly for this. We can do that afterwards, just quickly over at the because then we can do it two ways. Yeah.
Okay, well, great having you in here, and look forward to seeing you all in real life at some point, and follow on what you're doing where you are. So thanks for now.
Maybe you could just take it outside and just show to see the campus from the
Yeah,
outside.
I
Then
will.
I'll go over to.
I will. That's a good idea.
And then I'll join everybody in the Zoom meeting in 1 minute. And
See
you
you
can,
in
maybe
the
you can
Zoom
show
meeting.
the artwork as well.
Okay, we'll go out here. I'll just show you a little bit out here. So John is standing here,
Hi.
and let me just see if I can just do this. Watch.
Mind the steps?
Yeah, I'm on the steps. So here we are going up. So here you see. Let me just see how far I can go with this cord.
I'll stop you.
Thank you. So first of all, I want you to pay attention to what's behind me. Over here, where you see the sun going down over there, is an artwork. And that is the second thing that the children meet when they come here, is this big artwork where they come in, and it's made by Jeppe Hein, a very famous artist. And he's just kind of, making them all enthusiastic and ready to go before they even enter the campus. And then as you can see, the campus, it has these huge towers of timber. And I think they weigh, how much is it, a ton? I think it's a ton each. So 1,000 kilos for each of these. And they're all the way around. And then you can also see that the opening is quite special. And you can see the light over there from one of the laboratories over there, where now we see that Morten is ready. There's another artwork that you can't see, which is over there. And behind this building, there's actually a small little forest where we also make different activities at some point. We're gonna make stuff like that. And you see a little canal here that we're gonna do something with. Right now it's just being built, so there's no water coming back down. We even made our own little mountain. This is a mountain in Denmark. It's so flat. So when it's more than 10 meters high, we call it a mountain. So thank you so much for coming here. I'll see you in the meeting. He's ready to go. He's got it.